Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review so we can continue to give you the ish that we talk. And now that is out the way, I will not act like I'm on AM fucking radio. What the fuck's the deal? All of you ugly motherfuckers. What's poppin'? I'm here with you. We here together. We gonna make this shit pop.
What's going on, Lindsay? My dog. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. That's how we do that. So funny how I was able to make a transaction and come right back and do that in the short time that we had. This is the ish that we talk. Everybody.
Yep.
Just won their first playoff win.
Yeah.
Not their first playoff win, period, but their first playoff win for
This
the
year.
playoffs. They're headed to the AFC Championship. Shout out to them. If you're from the town, you know I have no town slander, even though I'm not a 100% Chiefs fan because I like the Patriots. My team didn't do shit this year, and they haven't did shit for many years, but I'm a fan. But this is the issue we talk. I am Lily, your host of this show. You know how I get down. I'm not going to even talk about what I do. I am always going to talk about the phenomenal, the amazing, the lady that pushes the bells and the whistles, the one that says, hey, let's talk about this, let's talk about that, let's stack it on stack. The motherfucking best co-host you can ever have in life. Give a round of applause for Lindsay.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
And again, this is the issue we talk. We did get the pleasantries out the way, but I want to give a shout out for that sinking ship that is called TikTok. Listen, if you are still with us with TikTok, understand that they are not going to fail. We're going to be right back at it and continuing to give you the issue we talk from there. And then also understand that my Twitch individuals, I love y'all to death. Y'all are the scum of the earth, and I am the person that scrapes that shit away. So I really love y'all to the fullest. Let's get on these mother effing topics.
Yes, let's do that. Yeah. We have Patina Waltrip watching. Hi, Patina. She says, good evening, everyone.
Patina Watertree. Listen, hey, y'all. I'm so glad you are watching, Patina. Patina has been one of my friends since the 9th. No, not even 9th. I think we knew each other in middle school. So probably since middle school to now. So for anybody that calls me Berta in life, I always have to give her a shout out because she gave me that name. She gave me that name when we were young, when we were kids. I used to because I am Cuban. When we were like engulfed in Scarface when we were kids, I used to love to have a Scarface accent. I used to just come in and just for the rest of the day, this is what I'm doing. Everybody loves me, okay? Everybody loves me. We do this, we do that. We'll make a little Quelo. You'll call me in the morning. I used to do this shit every fucking day. Man, she just out of randomly was like, this nigga's name is Berta. Like, she just thought that was just
right.
Probably the craziest Cuban name. I've been using it ever since.
Right. She says Troy Betta.
So she spells it differently. It's Burda, Berta, because she called me Berta, and I never stopped using that name. And I give all respect to Patina for that. Like, if I ever got famous, she was always gonna get famous because she literally gave me that name.
That's hilarious. Well, I am glad you are watching, and welcome. So, let's see. Yeah, so let's go on ahead and get into these topics. She said gratitude.
All day, all day. I gotta. I've been telling people that for years. People be like, "Who the fuck is Bettina?" Anytime anybody calls me Berta, I have to tell them where that name came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, real quick, happy early Martin Luther King Day. Uh, so that's the
Okay,
only thing we're recognizing Monday is Martin Luther King Day. So yeah. And
recognize that shit. Why I clock in?
right. You gotta clock in.
I gotta clock in.
Uh,
Yeah, I gotta clock in, and I don't even make enough to clock in. Like that shit so wild. That
yeah. You know, I feel like since he paid it for us, that us as a black community shouldn't have to work.
It's so crazy because I felt the same way.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. What my job told me. My job said,
You asked him.
"You're administration now. Like everybody else is off."
Oh wow! So you got to cover the slack for them.
Yeah,
not
everybody
slack,
else is
but,
off.
yeah.
But I'm administration now, so I gotta work. I said, "What?"
Yeah. Well, he paid it so you can be administration, I guess.
That nigga had too many hoes.
Right. But yeah, I'm off as a government employee. I'm off, so I will be at home, singing "Happy Birthday to you." But yeah. So, and then of course, the inauguration is Monday, but it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so that's what we're going with. Also, what else? What else did I say? Oh, the Chiefs. Chiefs won.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Chiefs. Anywho,
How not to say it like that because people gonna be like, nah, that's because he a Pat fan. She has no ties to me as far as that is concerned. Like,
no. I don't like football, so yeah.
She has trauma when it comes to football, being in the football family.
Man, and being out there in negative weather with a fresh haircut, I'll never get over that.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with me, y'all.
Yes.
Don't be like,
never get over that.
Fan too. No, she just is like she's over football, and that's because she was oversaturated with it.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yellowbug is watching. She says, "Hi, friends. Hey, what's going on?" So yeah, So we got those updates out the way. So shout out to the Chiefs. But yeah. So
before we start, I'm gonna do this because I've been saying this. I've been doing it on my Instagram, my TikTok, and also my Snapchat.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm giving away a jacket. Y'all know what y'all got to do. Everybody that follows me on Instagram also follows me on Snapchat and follows me on TikTok. Y'all know what y'all got to do for this jacket. It's a nice jacket, jean jacket. Y'all know what y'all got to do.
Well, give out your info so people can go to your Instagram.
Well, right now, you can go to my regular Instagram, which is Troy Hughes 82 bars. Well, it ain't 82 bars anymore, but it is 82. And you can see all the Parker Bro merch that we got. I have been locked out of my page for some reason. I don't know what's going on, and I wouldn't hack. I just believe that the powers that be don't want people to do anything. But I do have the official Parker Brothers Instagram that is popping. As soon as they stop locking me out, I can answer y'all messages. You said
what's that called? Is it just called Parker Brothers?
The official Parker Bros.
The official Parker Bros. Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as I'm not locked out of that, I can get back in it. But right now I'm locked out. If I continue to be locked out, then I'm just gonna just let that be and just create another one.
But the info to win the giveaway is on.
It's on my right now. It's on the TikTok and it's on my Snapchat.
Okay.
And Snapchat is Lily6860. Snapchat is 6860. Lily, that's where I promote everything. Lily6860. And then on my TikTok is where I promote, and that is Ish We Talk Parker Bro. So I want to make sure that everybody get that. Or excuse me, let me make sure I get this right, because I don't want y'all to go to nobody else. Especially when it comes to the TikTok part.
Yeah, while we still have it.
So let me pull it up. And it's called on my TikTok. It's Parker Bro Ish Talking.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't see that.
No, I can't see it. Hold on. I'm writing it.
But it's Parker Bro Ish Talking. But you have a chance to win a nice jean jacket. Now, it is a medium jean jacket. I tell people all the time, you have to understand that it is a medium jean jacket. Don't come to me as a 3X and tell me, well, I want a jacket to fit me. No, you didn't, nigga. No, you didn't. Give it to your kid.
I cannot. So yeah. That's pretty cool. So yeah. Let's see. So yeah. Well, let's go on ahead and get into these topics. Hold on. 2 seconds. All right. Yeah. So let's go on ahead and get into our Diddy update. Any excuse to play that, I'm here for it.
Any excuse. Any excuse.
So, yeah, they have a new documentary that came out on Peacock that is called Diddy Making of a Bad Boy. Did you watch it?
I did.
So, yeah, they took a different take on telling Diddy's life story. And they talked to several people from his past. Some of them that we knew, some of them that we didn't know. But it was a lot of people that he grew up with and stuff like that that told, the stories. And pretty much told like the makings of a bad boy. Yeah. Allegations were thrown out there. Some of those what's that called? Some of those rumors. They did throw out there maybe he's behind the whole Biggie being gone rumor. And this is the one that Al B. Sure said that he was a part of. And he was most definitely a part of this one. So, what were your initial thoughts when you watched it?
I'm going to keep it a bean with everybody. It was certain things that I like in my own conspiracy mind. I thought was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that in this documentary actually confirmed it. I'm one of those people that was very adamant on Puff Daddy always look for a play, and not necessarily trying to make a play for itself, but looking for a play to work. That's how Puffy moved, and I think when that whole, so my conspiracy theory about things, which kind of confirmed it for me watching this documentary, was I always said Puffy didn't have shit to do with Pac getting shot. Didn't believe that at all, because he didn't really have no ties like that in California. Like, even if he had plugs in California, he didn't have mob ties like that in California. Now, with that being said, he still knew people in California. So I do believe that he thought he was going to make a money play off of getting Big shot in Cali. What he didn't plan on is Big being so big that his health was a problem, where getting him shot was going to kill him.
So you think him getting shot, he probably did that as a marketing ploy?
Yeah, I do believe Puffy did that.
Okay, but it was more about a marketing ploy than
I do believe it was a marketing employee more. Was it him trying to actually kill? I don't think he tried to kill Biggie, because you have to understand that at that point Biggie was his staple. Nobody under his label, under Bad Boy, was even pushing the units that Biggie was making. So I don't think his intention was to kill him. Well, I think that's what happened.
Well, but you also have to look at how Biggie was low-key trying to get off of Bad Boy at the time. So, excuse me, I feel like, because for one, he had that situation with, excuse me, what was it, Undias at the time?
Mm-hmm.
So, he already was kind of like, in a way disassociating himself from Bad Boy, doing his own thing, because he could have easily had Junior Mafia on Bad Boy,
But I still don't believe, and I get that, but I still don't believe that Puff's intentions was to kill him in California. Like, I don't think that was
no. I'm just saying, like, one could make an argument that he was trying to kill him, just by the way that it was set up, and then especially in California, because of the whole East Coast West Coast thing. It would have been real easy to blame it on that. It would have been real easy to blame it on retaliation for Pac's murder, because it was real hot back then. Like, it's hard to, the East Coast West Coast rivalry is really hard to explain. The feeling, the emotions, the turmoil that was going on at the time, like, that was just something that you just really had to live through.
100%. 100%.
So, and it was really like that for him out there. So the fact that he went out there to that award show was brave, and I mean, like, the climate is totally not like that now, so it's hard to explain it, because it was beyond the gang culture, because like now with the gang culture and stuff like that, they have the whole check-in system of what have you, but it's way beyond that.
Yeah, that shit wasn't that shit ain't that for real individuals, and it really has to it really has everything to do with the who's who and different spots that you go to. That's why they always make Puffy look like he's a mob boss, because a lot of things he was doing was like, was like how the mob does. Mm-hmm. The ties that he has is everything that's going on in this situation with Puff is because of how Puff was able to move around vultures and still look like he was the nigga in a shiny suit.
Yeah, right. And so it's just, I can see where one can make an argument that he was the one that set up for Big to be killed. I can definitely see that. Not saying that I believe it or anything, but one can definitely make that argument, and it can be a compelling argument.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'll just stand on this. Like, I just don't. I believe that Puffy at one point. I ain't saying that. You know what I'm saying? That this is Puffy now, but I'm saying that Puffy at one point. I don't believe that he thought that was gonna get Biggie killed.
Mm-hmm.
And that it takes a lot to do with the premise of Puffy was so hell-bent on trying to make himself somebody. He was not paying attention to the person who was making him somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no way I would have let somebody like Biggie get shot, let alone get put in the car that would, you know what I'm saying, that is prone to gunfire. Like, I wouldn't have, I know, but again, that's just my opinion. I believe that, and again, this is allegedly. I don't know. And we watched the documentary that everything is alleged. What I'm saying is, I always believed that, like, he thought he was gonna be like Pac when Pac got shot 5 times the first time, and was like, all right, he gonna make it out. I don't think he knew with that Biggie's health was declining the way it was.
Yeah. Right. It's just it's so wild that when you look back on it and you look back at the ages of these people, it's so wild that their life was cut short and they had done so much up to that point. It make you feel like you're a real loser. Because you're like, shoot, at 25, I wasn't doing nearly what Tupac was doing when he died. Yeah.
No, I was listening to it.
Right, I was slacking. But yeah.
I was listening and watching what them niggas was doing at 25. But
right.
To be 100, that documentary lets you know just the type of person that Puffy was. Like, I'm not gonna get into details. If you want to deep dive into that documentary, do it on your own. It is Diddy, the Making of a Bad Boy. It is on Peacock. Please watch that. But what I will say is a lot of things that I always thought was putting the limelight in this, because I told Jasmine a long time ago when Puffy was first getting charged. I said, man, you know what we really need to start looking at is that nigga mama. And she was like, huh? And I was like, a nigga with a mama that close? Our mama know what's going on. Mama been knowing what's going on. Mama probably orchestrated this shit. And so when we watched that documentary, she was like, damn, you right as a motherfucker. And I was like, man, yeah, a broke clock is at least right 2 times a motherfucking day, babe.
Yeah. It's that's what's so crazy about this whole situation. Like, more and more stuff is coming out about his mama, because we didn't know too much about his mama. We know his mama was married to a gangster, and we know she got bad wigs. That's the start and the end of what we knew. But yeah, more and more stuff is coming out about her. And for one, she was gorgeous back in the day. Gorgeous.
Bad. She was a bad piece.
Yeah, and for two, Diddy looked just like her. That one picture where she had like the black hair, I was like, "Ooh, that ain't nothing but Diddy with a wig on." Golly, but
she's a bad piece. But for him to always be around freak offs, let you know the freak offs was a real thing. And so, and that's one thing I want to highlight on. It was one dude that was like, he never heard of freak offs. One
maybe
thing I
not
will
that
say,
term, but you definitely know what type of party is going on.
Yeah, and the only thing I'll say about this is, Cat Williams talked about Hollywood freak offs early in his career.
Yeah.
So if Cat Williams can say Hollywood freak off, you knew what a freak off was. You just didn't want to associate yourself with that shit, my nigga.
And that's fair.
That's all. Just say that.
That's fair. I wouldn't want to associate, even if I was a willing participant, I wouldn't want to associate myself. Go to
Yeah,
what? Freak off. Sir, I was at home getting ready
just,
for church in the morning. I was not there.
just say that when
Yeah.
when he was like, I've never heard of a Diddy freak off. You are a goddamn. If you are a close friend and producer, you are a fucking liar.
Yeah.
If you've never heard of a Diddy freak off,
Yeah. Yeah.
hey,
Most
but I
definitely.
get it. I get it. You know, you got to save face, especially if you're not in the indictment papers. Then yeah, you're gonna save face.
Yeah.
But even saving face don't mean you can't tell the truth.
Right. 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 It's just, people are just not trying to associate themselves. And I mean, like I said, I get it. It's fair. It's fair, but who you lying for?
Yeah, I was looking at it. It was certain people I was looking at. I was like, man, y'all don't have to do that. Like, I get it, but know what I'm saying? The indictment already went out. Y'all not in it, y'all fine. Like, y'all cool. Y'all can say what y'all need to say.
Yeah.
They already going through this right now.
Right. Right. So yeah, it's a really good documentary. Like I said, it takes a different look. It doesn't necessarily make him out to be the complete monster that the other documentaries have made him out to be. They're actually talking to real people that was in his life, been in his life since childhood. One of the guys grew up with him as like a big bro, little bro, like grew up in the house together. So definitely check it out. Like I said, Albie Shore is a part of it too. Albie Shore he for the most part is not holding anything back. And even if you don't believe the accusations, something suspicious, because everybody that was around died.
Something that's suspicious.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I'll move on. I ain't saying nothing after this. As far as this is concerned, I get through litigations, and things going on. I'll be sure cannot say a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of them people that's gonna respect I'll be sure on his stance right now. And the only reason why I say that is because of this and this alone. You allow that man to brainwash your son. For me, yeah, I would have been one of them people that Puffy would have killed if allegedly that's the type of time he was on. Because I would have been a full ass crash out, which you're not about to do. I get, you taking my bitch and all that shit. My baby mama would have, Jasmine cannot tell me what I can or can't do in my son's life because it's dangerous. That's just not gonna affect me at all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it 100, and I hate to say it like that, but nah, another man telling my son how to be a man just ain't gonna fly with me. Now we can do it together. Like I'm never saying like if Jasmine broke up with me tomorrow and she got and then whatever however time it needs, she starts dating another fellow or whatever, or is really like involved with this guy. I'm not gonna be that kind of act like this nigga can't be around. But when it comes to my son, I'm gonna have 100% accuracy and knowledge of what's going on with him. I'm if you would have told me, if she would have said no, because I don't want him to kill you, oh man, that nigga gonna have to then. What the fuck are you talking about? I've been hell-bent. I've been saying this shit for a long time now. When it comes to I'll be sure, he can't play the victim role to me when it comes to that, and it's a trigger for me because of my own father. Like you can't do that. I would never allow a man to tell me I can't take care of my son.
And I get that. I get that. It is like, it's kind of like a rock in a hard place, because you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. When you don't, you lose the relationship with your son. When you do, you lose your life. And that ain't Albie Shore's only kid that he's living for. You know what I mean? He got other kids. So to crash out, and when you've already been told that you could lose your life, and then you seeing all your colleagues lose their life around this dude, and then you can put yourself in a position to be the next person, which, yes, you should have the mentality that you would die for your kid, but it's a hard, I mean, it's a rock and a hard place, because how do you handle stuff like that? You can handle it in public, but that don't save you, you know?
In my instance, I would just say this, because I don't know, again, I don't know, the ins and outs of that. But as a man, nah, that's not flying with me. I don't got no, I don't got the pull that Puffy got, and I don't got the pull that Albie Shore got.
Yeah.
So I can only tell you, in my perspective, if he got a little bit more than me, he don't know he don't know how to move in this world like I do at the same time. So that nigga's he's not scaring me on that level. And
I got you.
With Albie Shore saying, I don't want the Mount Vernon to come out of it. Like if you don't want the Mount Vernon to come out of you, then you don't want it. Then you better stop talking about it. Because I can guarantee you niggas from Mount Vernon wouldn't have let Puffy ride on them like that. They would have they would have crashed out.
Yeah.
They'd have crashed out. I mean, not only, and I get it because he got kids. He has children.
Yeah.
He didn't have that when Puffy threw that line out there. He only had him.
No, he got kids that are older than Quincy.
He does?
See, he got a junior, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, he got kids, and that was Kim's first kid, but that wasn't his first kid.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought that was his. I thought they were that was both of their first kid.
No.
Oh well, I mean, I ain't even gonna. I'm not even gonna double back down and be like, oh well, that's a whole different. Nah, it's the same thing. I'm gonna die on the same thing. Like, nah. Especially knowing who Puffy is. Like, watching this documentary, just knowing who Puffy is. Nah, that nigga's not bullying me. That was a nigga that got bullied by everybody, man. Come on. He just only knowing he's only who he is because he got money.
Yeah. Right. And they definitely talked about that. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I paralleled that part to. I paralleled that part to these cops that take out their frustration on citizens. The cops that, got hired, that were bullied all their lives, and now they're taking it out on everybody.
Right.
So it's basically the same thing. But it's definitely a good watch. And yeah. So we got about 3 or 4 more Diddy documentaries in the works. So this is an ongoing situation. But speaking of Diddy, Miss Queen herself, Wendy Williams, did an interview. She's done several recently, but the main one that we're going to talk about is the interview she did with the Breakfast Club. Her and her niece Alex, which, if you don't know who her niece Alex is, she's actually a news reporter. I want to say she's a news reporter in Miami. And both of them did an interview. It was a phone interview with the Breakfast Club. And it was very insightful. If you're not familiar with the story, it is a really long, detailed story. So I'll just give the cliff notes. Wendy Williams is in a conservatorship. In New York, they call it a guardianship. It's similar to what Britney Spears was under. However, with Wendy Williams, it's a bit different because when she fell ill, her son took over as a power of attorney. However, they did not like the spending, which that's a whole nother story I'm not going to get into. But as far as the spending was concerned, they thought it would be best to report. Wells Fargo thought it would be best to report the spending, and so they shut down her account, and they ended up getting her a court-appointed guardian. So they took her son off, made the court-appointed guardian be the guardian, even though she does have family members, one of them being her sister, who's an attorney, who they did contact to see if she wanted to be the guardian. And she said that she would be the guardian. She just didn't know what to do, but she would, she's willing to learn. And instead of doing that, they went on ahead and got a court-appointed one. Well, the one they got has been pretty much abusing her. And with her being abused, she's been being abused financially. She doesn't have any access to her money. They sold her apartment, put her in pretty much a nursing home. And it's a lockdown place. She doesn't have her own cell phone. She doesn't have her own computer. Nobody can call up there to talk to her. She has to call out if she's going to talk to anybody. And they barely let anybody up there to visit her. They barely let her leave anything. You know what I'm saying? And this was pretty much exposed a year ago when the documentary came out, because Lifetime did a documentary on her.
She's basically just fucked off.
Yeah.
Like, just to wrap it up in a nutshell. Yeah. She's basically fucked off. She's in a trick bag with somebody that does not have her best interests at heart. Not only do this person not have her best interests at heart, this person is fully taking advantage of whatever salary she's getting and maneuvering this lady around like she is a invalid, and nobody gives a fuck about her. And that's not the case. That's right. The whole thing in a nutshell is Wendy Williams has people that love her, and they're still getting denied the privilege to actually ride with her into the sunset. Let's keep it 100. Wendy Williams, as much as we can talk about the Breakfast Club interview and how cognitive she is, Wendy Williams is on her last leg of life, and she needs to be with her family. That is what it is. End all, be all. She needs to be with her family, putting her somewhere where she doesn't know these people, and every day she is questioning herself. It's just knocking off time that y'all need to be with the person that y'all want to be with, that's in y'all family. It is what it is, and I hate y'all going through this. I hate that we going through this whole ordeal where, we got to go on the Breakfast Club, and people have to fight for this because they're not just the government and the powers that be are just not willing to understand that, like, when somebody says, hey man, I'm gonna take my auntie, they should be able to take their auntie if they're well into their rights of what it takes to be a caregiver. And that's what we're seeing. That's the fucked up part about it. I pray that Wendy Williams and her family get solace in this at the end of the day, and she gets to be with her family, because again, as much as Wendy Williams is not the Wendy Williams that we all used to know and love, she's still really Wendy Williams enough to know who she is, and that person should be with their family.
Yeah. One of the things that they have been putting out in the news is that she has dementia. Now, judging off of the interview, do you feel that that's the case?
I don't think she has dementia. No.
Yeah.
I do believe from that interview that she is diminished to a certain degree.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
And that's it. That's it. That's all. I just believe she's diminished to a certain degree.
I feel like the diminished part, if it wasn't already happening, it's happening at an accelerated rate given the circumstance that she's in.
And I 100% agree to that. And I think that's exactly what's happening. She's slowly but surely losing everything cognitive about her because she's not in a place that she's comfortable where she can pick up the pieces around. Everything is new. Everybody's a stranger. It's hard for her to deal with that, especially at the age that she's at.
Right.
Not even because Wendy is not that old, but when you factor in her age and then cocaine, this is a brand new thing for her.
And alcohol. Yeah. It's just a really sad situation. The interview was really good. It definitely gave an insight. It is reminiscent of what Britney Spears went through. And I was just like, how people went up for Britney to get up out that conservatorship. We need to go up for Wendy to get up out of this guardianship. Like, it's just it, and that's all. Because there's no reason at all that she needed a court-appointed guardian when she has a family right there. And so, of course, excuse me, for lack of a better word, the Breakfast Club been milking this interview. And they've been getting people to call in and give their thoughts on it and stuff like that and share their experiences and whatnot. And this one lady called and she said that the guardianship situation in New York is really bad to the point where they prey on people that only have one kid. Because it's less of a fight than you having to deal with multiple offspring. You know what I mean? So, but then there was one person that gave a story that they had to fight the conservator, and the conservator did not let them see their mom, stop answering the phone for them or anything. And then when the mom passed away, the person sent an email to the kid and was like, your mom is dead, you can go pick up the body. And it's just like, how harsh can you be? Like, it's all a money game. One of them sold a person's house and ended up getting a profit from it, like pocketed a profit from selling their person's house. So it's a real fucked up situation. I've started learning about the conservative part of it through the movie I Care a Lot that's on Netflix. This movie came out a few years ago, and it has Peter what's his name? Peter Dinklage, the little person from Game of Thrones. Yeah, he's in it. He's the son. And I mean, it was like his mom went under a conservatorship, and wasn't nothing wrong with her, and he had to fight to get her up out of it. Of course, he didn't fight through the courts, but it was a fight to get her up out of it. So, yeah, I feel like that's the perfect example of what we're talking about. Wondering Mind TV is watching, says hello. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then, of course, because Wendy was on Diddy's head back in the day, back when she was still on the radio. So they asked her about, how she feels about the stuff that she was saying coming to fruition. And this is when you know she was still with it. You know what I'm saying? Like that diagnosis is bogus. Cause she was like, Diddy done. And not only did the interview trend, but Diddy done trend. So yeah. So that was a good one out of the
Yeah,
interview.
I'll give her that. I'll
Yeah.
give her that one. That was fly.
Yeah. Yeah. But she was just like, we for the most part we pretty much just scratched the surface with the Diddy stuff. And there's a lot of stuff that ain't came out yet. So brace yourself. But yeah, shout out to Wendy, definitely keep her in your prayers. They have change.org petitions and GoFundMe out because like we said, her money's locked up and they're really trying to fight it. And the money's supposed to go towards lawyers to try to fight this situation. So yeah, that is Queen Wendy Williams.
Not Queen.
I love Wendy Williams. I used to watch her every day, her Hot Topics every day, and it ain't nothing like her. It's so many people that have tried to take her place on YouTube, and it's like y'all can't hold a candle to Wendy. I mean, Wendy was that girl, or is that girl,
Yeah, Wendy was she was definitely entertaining. She was definitely she's a star for period. Like you have stars just for the radio, you have stars just for TV. Wendy was a star, like or is a star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she still got it.
She was able to give y'all some things that for the most part nobody else is gonna be able to fill those shoes.
Right. So yeah, so shout out to her. Yeah, so next up is Fat Joe. So this is a little update on the Fat Joe situation. They're still on his head about his comments against foundational Black Americans. And I guess he was supposed to host the BET Awards this upcoming year, and he has stepped down. So what are your thoughts about that?
You want my real opinion, or do you want my opinion that I'm going to be try to be politically correct with and not try to bust nobody's head?
Give me the PC one and then go into your real opinion.
Okay. So my PC version of that is, Fat Joe, he just gracefully bowed out of being the host of the awards because not T.I., but 2 Chainz, he's a Black man out here that is trying to strive and trying to, do things extra outside of just the pocket of rap music. So putting him on an award show would be an amazing thing to do. And like Fat Joe is doing a great job being a part of the culture, saying, hey, I resign off of this because I'm on 2 Chainz to get his shine. And that's where I'll leave it. I'll say this. As much as I want to have your back, Fat Joe, I really want to have your back. One thing that I will always just die on, just like it will never be any Kansas City slander around me, it will not be any Missouri slander around me. It will also be no Black people slander around me. I don't give a fuck how you feel about a Black man. 100%. I don't care how you feel about him. You can feel how you want to feel. You can be racist. You can be on your clout, whatever you want to be. I don't give a fuck about that shit until you bring it my way. Don't you ever disrespect anybody who represents Black culture. Period. I don't care if they the bourgeoisie. I don't care if they got a white woman on the side or a black man on the white man on the side. I don't give a fuck if they are the quintessential non-typical urban raised individual. They could be suburban, they could be whoever. You can't fix your mouth to say nothing about them, Fat Joe. You know why? Because I ain't even gonna hold back. You know why? Because you want to be them. Because you want to be them. And because you want to be them, you have no right to disrespect how they move in life. You wish you was a part of a black movement that was able to say they're a black movement and can say and feel what they do about hip hop. You ain't got a lot of Latinos behind you that are going to bring bridge a correlation of talking about how much hip hop influence changed Latina culture. You ain't gonna find a lot of them behind you. You're not. It just is what it is. And you fucked up, my nigga, and you deserve this. You really deserve this. And I hate to say it like that, but you deserve this, my nigga, because you have been appropriating too long. Like,
yeah,
it just is what it is. As much as I got your back and I used to rep, I was repping for you saying nigga. Like, nah, man, because shit, being Puerto Ricans is niggas for real. You ain't a part of that side, Fat Joe, and I still gave you a pass. Still gave you a pass. And then you start talking about these bourgeoisie niggas. You got your nerve. You got your nerve to talk about a bourgeoisie nigga. If you and your niggas is sitting out there and y'all doing some shit, y'all out there smoking, popping guns, blah, 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 doing whatever y'all want to do, police roll out, nigga, or you gonna be like, oh nah, I'm writing the culture. I'm gonna jump in and be like, what you doing? Or you gonna jump off the side and be like, I ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm Fat Joe. I'm famous, like a bourgeoisie nigga.
You don't know who I am.
You got that had me fucked up.
But see, when it comes back to the N word of it all. That's the reason why I'm like, you can't give motherfuckers passes for that, because you don't know how they are looking at you when they say that. They can say it with the A all day and mean the ER. And just by the way that he talked in that interview, he meant the ER. You know what I'm saying? But folks like you wanted to give him a pass.
Yeah. Okay. Listen. Before we go any further,
I'm just saying. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. I get it. I said I told my fault. What you're not gonna do is keep burying me. Like folks like you, like
I'm just saying.
That sounds like an ER. That sounds like a hard ER to me.
You're right. I wasn't part of that population.
You was not. I will say this because I've defended him on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Lindsay has been adamant on like, no, fuck that shit. I get that. Okay, nigga. Like I think it was one podcast you was like, okay, I get it, nigga, but you look like me. Like
you're right.
So you know what I'm saying?
I'm not doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. And now I get what you're saying and I understand it on the aspect because because I'm one of them that I'm always gonna bet on black. I'm just because of the culture I grew up in, like, yeah, I'm gonna say, you know what I'm saying, what I am. Because and I hate to say it like that, but it's kudos. Like motherfuckers be like, that's why your hair look like that, or that's why your eyes look like that, or that's why you got those high cheekbones and blah 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 because you mix with shit and blah blah blah. I'm born in the 80s. We have that type of culture. At the same time, I'm still betting on black.
Yeah.
I'm still betting on black. And so for the fact that he did that, it made me just like be mad at everything that I tried to like give passes for.
Yeah.
Because I've always been me.
Mhm.
I've always represented who I am, but I've always known at the end of the day, what I look like to everybody in the world is a black man. So I'm always gonna act like and be a black man. Like that's it. That
It's
it
just
is
what
what
it
it
is.
is.
Right.
You know, he never had, you know what I'm saying? He never got to do that, but he wanted it. But then he had the nerves to shit on niggas that actually got to do it. And
Yeah.
that's what I had a problem with. Or
Yeah.
that I have a problem with.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate because, you know, before I found out that he's not black, I like Fat Joe. You know, got a couple of his albums. You know, he makes bops. I ain't even gonna hold you. I like Fat Joe, but I can't get with this stuff. Like not knowing that he's not black. That was like mind boggling because, yeah, thought he was black this whole time. You know, because it didn't make sense to me, especially growing up when, you know, in Missouri, specifically Kansas City, we got black, white, Asian, Mexican. Like, I mean, so anything else, I thought they were black. I didn't get it.
And I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
I always tell people just because you gotta know, like, yes, in this city, because we being a part of the Midwest, nobody knows about cultures for real.
Yeah.
So it was plenty just on the Asian side. You know, we have so many different Asians. When I went to school, I knew so many different Asians. And I went to an African-centered magnet. I went to Southeast, and I knew so many different Asians.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was. I think that was one of the things that I always am grateful for. I knew different Asians. I knew different Africans. It was so many different Africans went to Southeast. It wasn't any Mexicans. I will say that I knew like 2 Mexicans at best that went to Southeast, and I got it there in 2001. So y'all could be like, I know a bunch of them. They wasn't there when I was there.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like they weren't at Raytown either. Like Raytown was segregated and not very diverse. So, like I said, we had black, white, Asian, Mexican. And then, you know, for a little razzle dazzle, little seasoning, you know, on top of the souffle, you had some Samoans in there.
You had Samoans. I knew.
Yeah.
I knew some cool Samoan niggas. That went to. They didn't go to Southeast, but they went to. They went to Northeast before it closed down. Was that Northeast? I think it was. No, it was Southwest that closed down.
Yeah, Southwest closed.
Yep, Southwest closed down. And I think that's when they went to Northeast, or they went to somewhere else. But I knew a couple of them went to Westport. A couple of them went to Paseo. I knew a lot of Samoan niggas though. Well, I know a lot of Samoan niggas. Let me say that, like, because I still know these niggas.
Yeah, we had a handful, and they all were related. So it was like a fluke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like it was such and such percentage of the population. No, these people were family members. So it's like, I don't think that necessarily count.
You're right.
You know, so
you're right, because I think,
and I'm still confused. Like,
I think all of them do know each other. All of them that I know, I think they do know each other.
Yeah, yeah. So, and yeah, you say you're Samoan, but I still didn't get it back then. I just, well, what are you? Like,
you just thought they was big ass fucking Indians.
Something, you know, like I didn't get it. I didn't get it. You know, so
my uncle used to say, I had one homeboy, I ain't gonna say his name, because my nigga locked up, but you know what I'm saying, he know who I know what I'm saying, who I'm fucking with. But my uncle used to say that all the time, like, he a big ass Indian. I'm like, that nigga is not Indian. Like, Bo, that nigga is not Indian.
At all. Not in the least. Right.
Like, not in the least. This old big ass Indian. You bring this old big ass Indian over here. I'm like,
Right.
that ain't that nigga is not Indian, man.
Yeah. I had a friend that was Samoan. She was one of my first friends when I went to Raytown. And me and her went back and forth on being friends to being enemies and stuff. But one of the times that we was friends, I went up her house and she had all these brothers and sisters, and every last one of her brothers was fine. Them is some attractive people. I ain't seen an ugly Samoan yet. Like just women and men. Like everybody looks good.
All right, now
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is in the water that is surrounding Samoa, but it breeds beautiful people.
Before you say that, okay, listen. Everybody is listening to me right now on podcast, YouTube, wherever you at. Now, I will give her this. When I was in high school, I would have totally agreed with her. Now, oh, no. 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 Don't believe that hype. She ain't seen a couple of them since high school.
All right. Now
let her run into the motherfuckers now.
Right.
She run into the motherfuckers now. She gonna be like, oh no. I my bad. It ain't all of them.
Right.
They their choice, just like us.
Right.
Their choice. Their acquired taste.
Yeah. They didn't age well. They didn't age well.
Yeah, like I'm no. Especially the women. Especially the women. I'm telling you right now. And I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all.
Damn.
But if y'all ain't taking care of yourself, it shows.
That's tough.
It shows. Tough. And I'm not even, I can't lie about it. If y'all ain't taking care of yourself, it shows.
Damn. But you know one thing, Fat Joe is not Samoan. So
He's not.
He's not. He's a white guy.
You went down that. Left field.
I did.
I didn't say anything about that cracker being Samoan.
Right. Cracker ass cracker.
Let me not do that because I'm not even gonna fuel the problem that we have as far as people of color. Right. I don't want to do that. But what I will say is, at the end of the day, my final statements about that is, Joey, my nigga,
yours,
my nigga, you can't do that. Like you know what I'm saying? That's a total farce. Like you can't do that. You can't talk about how another black man feels about another black man because you have no plight in the black man's story. Period. Yeah. And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. So so that's that. I'll let you pick which one we do next. Do you want to go to your deep dive or do you want to go dark?
I'll go into my deep dive.
All right.
I'll get into this. And I'll make it short and sweet for everybody. Just because I know it's after the game, y'all probably half-ass drunk anyway. So I'm just going to talk about my deep dive into Cameron and Jim Jones. If y'all don't know, if y'all living under a rock and y'all haven't been paying attention, or these old niggas ain't on y'all radar. Let me explain what's going on. Jim Jones and Cameron has been friends since they were 18, 19, 20 years old type of jazz. They met in Harlem when Cameron was trying to be an up-and-coming rapper with Mace. Excuse me. Mace got famous. Cameron kind of got left in the dust and that still was climbing, still was hot because he was a rapper, so he still had his he had his fan base and the fuel under him, but he just didn't have a record deal. Mace had a record deal with Puff Daddy. While Cameron was doing this grinding and building, it was a young man by the name of Jim Jones that was right there with him doing this. Now, henceforth, they didn't grow up together. They childhood friends or nothing. It was when he was trying to get his rap game to be superior, because the nigga that, you know what I'm saying, he fucked with signed a record deal, and then, you know, he had to do the obligations of that record deal, so he wasn't really around like that. Jim was there for him, you know. But Cameron always looked like they were, he looked at it like they were co-workers. Jim looked at it like they were real family, like they were hood, they was bud, they was bonded. Like anybody that grew up in the hood, when y'all do anything together, y'all feel like y'all together, like y'all real life brothers for real.
That's how it was presented to us as well.
Yeah. And that's how we looked at it, like you said, in the world. For Cameron, he looked at it like this is an employee. This is a co-worker. He didn't look at it like Jim looked at it. And so it was some funny business happened a long time ago. And Jim Jones decided to say, hey, I'm gonna put all the cards on myself and I'm gonna do me. He ended up doing a show that 50 Cent had back in the day when he was promoting his song, which ended up blowing up, which was amazing, which was Ballin'. If you don't never know what Ballin' is, Ballin', boom.
We fly high, no lie. You know this. Ballin'.
Hardest song for about fucking 2 years strong. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. And 2-3 years, that took everybody.
What a time. Because I mean, the impact of that song and the impact of Jim Jones just as a whole at that moment, because he had every dude that thought he had a couple of dollars to put together dressing like him.
That it was he had a movement. He had a movement, had a goal. He was a star. What we didn't know is it was controversy going on between the Dipset members. So when we thought he was just making a power move, that shit was disrespect at the end of the day. Fast forward to now. Cameron does an interview with 50 Cent and talk about how it actually was disrespect back then, because all of us didn't know, including myself, we didn't know that they were arguing on the actual business side of what Dipset was. Let that being said, then Jim Jones does an interview. Jim Jones talks about, hey man, these niggas don't get off my dick. Bop, 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 bop. All this extra. It went haywire. Basically, this whole beef went haywire. Now, all of a sudden, we all know Jim Jones from Harlem. Cameron said, this nigga from the Bronx. His grandma.
Nobody has ever said that in the history of anything.
Yeah.
He got a whole album called Harlem. Story, which is amazing, by the way. But yeah, like he's from the Bronx.
The Bronx, nigga.
The Bronx.
This nigga from the Bronx. He like, you know, how Cameron said it. He mentioned it 10 years ago, and then he mentioned it now. And he like, you know, you got an auntie to stay over here or a grandma to stay over here, so you come over here every other weekend. This is who this nigga was. But he ain't from here. This nigga from the Bronx. Mm-hmm. The nigga got a free house. Grandma died. And I'm not knocking Jim.
I'm not knocking it either.
If Jim say he from Harlem, he from Harlem. Because the only thing I'll say about this, you only gonna represent people that took care of you. Mm-hmm. Period. So you can say he's from the Bronx, but if the Bronx didn't take care of him, he don't represent the fucking Bronx. It is what it is.
Yeah. If he got his bearings in Harlem, he's from Harlem.
He's from Harlem. That you know what I'm saying? You ain't no denying that. You can't deny that.
Right. That's grandma's house.
What I'm saying at the end of the day is this. However you feel about Jim, however Jim feels the way about y'all, just like you buried the hatchet with Mace, y'all got to bury the hatchet with each other. Y'all got to stop doing that. Kim made a good he said something real dope, because he said, man, listen, you're gonna be 50 next year and I want you to have a good life. That's the truth. When anybody that you ever grew up with that you love for real. At the same time, you got to realize, nigga, that's you too. That's you too. So let's stop talking about some past shit and trying to say who's the bigger up or who's the man out of this situation. That's why I love how when Mace was eating the popcorn, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eat the popcorn. I'm gonna laugh at this funny cornball ass shit, because I'm not about to do that on in public. I ain't about to do that in public. I can guarantee you, Mace, if he had anything really to say about Jim Jones, he gonna say it to Jim Jones.
Mace has said stuff about Jim recently.
He has before.
Yeah.
But he let that shit go a long time ago. Now I ain't got nothing to say about that.
He was stupid for eating that popcorn though.
I would have ate that popcorn. And then when he made a statement about it, his statement was, hey man, this is something that man need to talk about amongst man. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, and I get it 100%, because like, yeah, I'm gonna eat my popcorn, I'm gonna laugh about it, because if I still have a problem with you and we're almost 50, then I'm gonna talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to you about it. It just is what it is. I was doing that shit at 20. Just because I don't like confrontation. I'm that nigga. Like, if somebody say they mad at me, I need to figure out why, right? Like right now. And I wouldn't know hothead like I'm gonna bring my pistol or anything. I just wanted to know, because I was always, and like I moved to this day, I'm always scared of shit. Like I'll be like, man, because I don't like to walk around on eggshells. Fuck that. What we doing?
Yeah.
What it is, what we got going on, so I know I need to stay away from there or not go over here, or y'all can't come over here. Like I really be wanting to know what it is, and that's not being on no tough guy shit. And I swear to God on my son, that's just real life as a man. You got to understand. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. Just because you say I'm about to go, that don't make you no bitch. That just makes you live tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. You definitely have a point there. It's unfortunate. I didn't realize how long it's been. They've been having this issue for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I don't know if the general public knew that it's been this long.
Not only did we not know that it was this long, we did not know it was a real feud. We just thought, hey, them niggas just had musical differences. We didn't know that it was like a real issue. Like I didn't know, like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know that Jim Jones had a hatred for Mace because of his love for Cameron. Like I always remember when Jim Jones said that Mace taught him how to rap. I remember those interviews. So I didn't think he hated this nigga. But then, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. But when I hear a lot of Cameron's old interviews, I realized when Mace left that nigga, Jim was right there. Mm-hmm. Jim said, okay, fuck Mace. Like, I'm gonna be that nigga for you. Yeah. I ain't saying Jim was like putting up money and doing all that. Nah, but he wanted to be that man's right-hand man when Mace left.
Yeah. And in so many ways he was. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the one because I've seen this before in interviews in the past too, where Jim Jones talks about the origins, and he was like, he wasn't the rapper, he was like the bodyguard, he was the muscle. So it makes sense that he would have a disdain for Mace, because that was the position that he was put in, was to have Cam's back, regardless on who he was going up against. His position was to have Cam's back. And when they talked about it on the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy talked about it as well. He was just like, that was the one he was the one had the feet to the pavement. He was the one, making sure that shit was copacetic in the clubs, pushing the records, all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was his position. He made sure that everything was straight with him. So it makes sense. It makes sense. So
it was wild. The one thing that I will say that Cam never did, that everybody in the industry did, was talk about how when Dipset got into it with BMF, and how Jim ran, but Cameron didn't, because Cameron didn't know what was going on. If Cameron knew what was going on, I'm gonna keep it a bean. This is just honest. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat, and I'm not gonna make it seem like Cam just this strong ass nigga. Cam really didn't know what was going on. If Cam knew what was going on, he would have fucking ran too. It was too many niggas that ran after fucking Jim Jones. BMF was a fucking unit, and everybody that talks about this tells you that it was too many niggas. So of course that nigga ran. Of course, Cam ain't supposed to speak about that shit, because it was too many of them niggas that ran after Jim. Jim wasn't gonna defend that. I don't give a fuck how tough a nigga think he is. If 10 niggas run after you, you gonna take off running.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that happening, and then imagine you seeing 10 niggas and then 10 niggas behind them. Yeah, you're running into the fucking ocean. I am too. Half of you niggas can't swim. What the fuck are we talking about? I don't want to, because when Cameron said that, he tried to insinuate like Jim soft. Mm-hmm. No, that's self-preservation. And then if you tell the full story, from what everybody else is saying, Jim handled that shit as a man by himself. He didn't need y'all.
There's a point.
Nobody said, "Oh, he called Cam to do this." Blah 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 blah. Nah, they had it. They set up a meeting. Cam even set up a meeting, and Jim went in that bitch by himself. That says enough about that man to tell you that he ain't a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, and I never will put that in the same sentence. Jim and bitch, I would never put that in the same sentence. He's never given me that.
So that's my whole thing. Like, as much as
what he is emotional.
Yeah, as much as you want to talk about it, as much as you want to say, hey, y'all got a problem with what each other is saying. When you threw that BMF shit out there, you got to keep it 100. Yeah. Too many niggas talked about it. Nobody ever called Jim Jones a bitch on that. He still stood on what he was supposed to stand on. He was supposed to take off running. Even the BMF niggas was like, he was supposed to fucking run.
Yeah. It makes sense. Why would you stand there? If 20 niggas is after you, why would you stand there? I'm not about to stand there and wait for my ass to get beat. You're going to have to come find me. You're going to have to catch me. Something. I'm not going to make it easy for you.
Talking about, he jumped in the ocean. He's supposed to.
That is a funny story, though.
I would have jumped in the ocean, too.
Yeah.
If I could swim, man, y'all come get these laps.
Right.
Come get these laps, nigga.
Right. But yeah.
Got me fucked up. Like, I'm not about to do that. Like, nah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right.
But now, if y'all want to have a sit down, we can have a sit down. Now, whatever happens in the sit down, I did that to myself. I'm gonna take that.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't taking y'all just running up on me like that. Nah.
Right.
Nah, we gonna get an understanding, because I'm not no bitch and you ain't no bitch either. The whole thing was a misunderstanding. Like,
yeah.
Everybody that talks about it from BMF tells you it was a misunderstanding. Them niggas was popping bottles. So if y'all don't know, for everybody listening to us, if y'all don't know, BMF was a crew that was funded from drugs, but they had a quote unquote record label. We ain't even gonna talk about all that. We gonna say at one incident, these niggas popping bottles, they having a good time. Jim Jones don't know what's going on. All he feel is like champagne and shit coming from the top floor. He feel disrespected. He go up there try to check some shit, and he really checked some shit at that time. When he does that, these niggas feel a certain way. These niggas call their troops. They call the leader of this shit, and then he says, "Okay, let's go check this nigga." When they tried to do that, Jim took off running because it was too many of them niggas, and he's a nigga from New York, damn near by himself. Even if he got 10 niggas, he was by himself.
Yeah.
Fast forward, these niggas, people get to talking to people. They start having sit downs. Jim goes to these sit downs by himself. He don't. I just know about one of them. I don't know about too many of them. Everybody talk about it was he had to do this and he had to do this. I just know about one. And they say Jim came in there by himself, said his piece. It is what it is, and then that shit was a wrap. I ain't saying Jim a gangster. I ain't saying Jim a hood nigga, but Jim a man. That nigga a man.
Yeah.
And you gonna respect the man, nigga. Now, when I say that, do I not will I say what him and Cameron got going on? Will I say it's bullshit? Nah. I ain't gonna say it's bullshit because they got some inner turmoil that they need to work out as far as friendship has to go. And they need to work that shit out. Even if it goes to we just never gonna talk again. They need to get to that level. We should never be hearing about the discrepancies between two niggas that we watch make money together. And
we enjoyed watching them make money together.
You said what?
And we enjoyed watching them make money together.
Yeah, we shouldn't be like they shouldn't even want to be on this time to let us know that there's some turmoil like that. Like, nah, they should never do that. Like, whatever each other got going on, as far as all of that Dipset community, it should be between them. Like, we should not know about that.
Yeah, we shouldn't, but whether we like it or not, we are part of the group chat. So yeah, that is Jim Jones and Cameron. Thank you for that deep dive on that.
Yeah.
All right, so might as well knock it out and go dark. There has been a lot of news that's been going around on the interwebs about the Naziyah Harris case. That's because this is a 13-year-old girl out of Detroit who went missing a year ago, January 24th, 2024, and she was presumed dead. And when going through her phone records and stuff, found it was discovered, quote unquote, it was discovered that she was in a sexual relationship with a known pedophile. This particular person was her aunt's baby daddy. This man is like 41 to some stuff like this, and his name is Jarvis Butts. He's been charged in her murder and her disappearance and whatnot, and among other charges. And they had this preliminary hearing like a week ago. But this news is starting to circulate because more and more information is coming out about what's going on, along with the text messages. And unfortunately, there's been this debate online about her being her being groomed, or if she was fast. And I'm sorry, a 13-year-old having a sexual relationship with a grown ass man, you're being groomed. I don't give a fuck what she sounds like in those text messages. She's being groomed. She's being taken advantage of. She's being violated. All the above. Anything that you want to add to it is being done to her. This girl was not protected. This was a known, like I said, this was a known pedophile. He was a registered offender. He did jail time behind violating other little girls. Yeah, and I'm not even gonna get into the details on those cases, but
I'm about to say, yeah, because
it's
one of those individuals, when he did that, was very young.
Yeah, extremely young. And yeah, if you want to know the details, you can definitely look this situation up. But what they're saying is that she was pregnant, and he knew it, and they're saying that he got rid of her for that fact. It's a really sad case. He had been knowing this girl since she was probably like 2, 3, some stuff like that. But he has been having sex with her since she was 11, at least. He would come over to the house. She stayed with her grandma and aunt, and he would come over to the house and, like he's going to see his kids and his baby mama, but in all actuality, he's coming to see her. And there's a lot of details in that whole situation that are out as well that I'm not gonna go down. It's sad. It's heartbreaking because this baby was not protected at all, not in the least. They're not protecting none of those kids in that house. And people are like calling for the grandma and the aunt to be charged as well because, again, this baby was not protected. One of the things with her background was that she was born to a mother who was 11 years old when she had her. Her mother had a sexual relationship with an adult, and this guy excuse me, paid off the grandma, the Naziyah's grandma, paid Naziyah's grandma when her daughter got pregnant at 11, so that she wouldn't press charges against Naziyah's dad. So this is the type of stock that she's coming from. Like, this ain't no fluke. This is this type of shit they own. And it's just sad. It's sad because of so many reasons, but this girl is gone. She's gone. All because of her not being protected. Like, there's so many things that have failed her. Like, her family failed her. The justice system failed because this man was in jail at one point and got out. And I'm not necessarily an advocate for the death penalty, but when it comes to violating children, I feel like those are the ones that should die. And I feel like those are the ones that should die under cruel and unusual punishment circumstances. Because you just getting a year, maybe 2, for violating a kid, that kid has to live with that for the rest of their life. They will never be okay, no matter how much therapy you throw at them. They will never be okay. Never.
I mean,
they have to live with this for the rest of their life. So they are in an internal jail because of what you have done to them. And it's not fair that you can just go and do your little time, get out, register, and go live your life. That's not fair. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not okay. It's horrible. But what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna honestly gotta say this, because this is probably the one of the first times like you have went on a real like walk down through something. Like, to say you went on a tyrant is to belittle you. Like, you know, like you really walked it down. And it's like, it's not too much I can say after that.
Yeah.
Like,
That shit is not cool, man.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you everything you said is everything that I was going to say. One thing that I will say that you didn't that you didn't speak on is this. This is what really happens to us. And I've said this before, and I'll just keep saying it till I'm blue in the face, just because of the whole tragedy of what is going on. We keep defending our monsters to the point that they are around our children. Like, this is one thing as Black people that I really want y'all to stop doing. One, stop hiding behind a false sense of religion. Secondly, stop hiding behind a false sense of family. Stop doing that. This man is a registered sex offender. Period. Dot. Bye. Lindsay is going to try to keep it PG-13. I'm not. I want to say most, but I ain't going to turn it into rated R. But this is what they know this man is. And not only was he still able to infiltrate this fucking family as far as marriage, he was still able to be around the children. This is a fucking bad signal to let me know, as us, as Black people, man, we are so foolish. We're still letting these monsters around our children.
Mm-hmm. And to piggyback off of that, you want to warn the kid not to be around the adult. When your uncle come around, you know, don't go into the room with him. Don't sit on his lap. Why the fuck is he here?
Why is this bitch ass nigga around? And listen, and this is not even gonna be on no extra, but I'm gonna keep it 100. I had a situation where I was dating a woman who her, and I want to get this 100% right because I don't want to lie about anything. Her mother was sexually assaulted by an uncle, and this uncle was always around. And she tried to invite me to a fucking Christmas party. And I said, man, fuck nah, because I'm going to end up saying something to that weird ass nigga that touched your mama. And she was like, don't say that. And I was like, why the fuck are y'all cool with this nigga being here?
Right.
Like, well, that's my uncle. I said, well, I'm not going. I'm not about to, no, I can't sit around no shit like that.
Mm-hmm. And we're supposed to be okay with that. Like,
yeah. And they kept on blaming, like, no, he was a crackhead back then. He's sober now. I don't give a fuck. This nigga nasty. And I don't fuck this nasty nigga. I don't want to be around this nigga. Nah, you're not about to have me around this dude like that. Around your mama. You already said your mama be getting nervous. Like, she said one time, her mama like went into hives being around this nigga.
I believe it.
But you wanted me to go to it. Man, I said, man, fuck no. I'm about to say something that's weird. That's your mama.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, it comes from the top. If If Big Mama want him around, and Big Mama said be quiet about it, that trickled down to the kids, which trickled down to the grandkids, and that's the culture of the house. You know what I'm saying? And that's not okay. That's not okay. I get that that's Big Mama's son.
Right.
I get that. But
that nigga need to be in jail.
He need to be in jail. And even if unfortunately because of our fucked up justice system, he's not in jail. I get at the end of the day,
he don't need to be around us.
He don't need to be around. Right. And you can come and see Big Mama when nobody's here.
Like, yeah, you know
what I'm saying? But you can't come to the family functions. You can't do that. No. If at anything, you should only be able to see your family at funerals at the very best. But shit, come to the wake. You lost all of that when you violated.
Yeah, you can't do it. I just don't understand. I just don't understand it. And I don't understand motherfuckers blaming other shit for sexual deviant behavior. And I guess that's just my opinion. Like, a motherfucker can't tell me I did this because I was high off drugs. Nah, because drugs is, for me, I was always taught drugs just bring the person that you always is out of you.
Out, yeah.
So you're not gonna convince me I only did that because I was on crack.
And that's not the case. Crack came up in the 80s. It's a lot of fucking crackheads since the 80s. Every fucking crackhead is not a pedophile. So miss me with the excuses. No, you did what you wanted.
Exactly.
That's what you wanted to do. And what you wanted to do has consequences.
Yeah, I don't go for that. I was like, man, fuck nah. You better not never bring me around that nigga.
Yeah. And then like some people want to say like, oh, the shit is coming out now, like it's new. Like, no, this is not new. This shit has been going on for generations. The shit has been going on for generations. Period. It's just that people want to be quiet and keep the shit in-house and warn the kids not to be around such and such instead of publicly shaming this motherfucker and sending him up the river.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a complete stand, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all the honest to God truth, Issue We Talk listeners. I'm gonna tell you why I feel this way, 100%, and this is on my son. I raised 4 nieces growing up. I was an uncle at 7 years old. I didn't have no choice but to raise 4 little girls. Real shit. It was one situation when one of my nieces told me that a man took advantage of her, and she literally fought me and was like hitting me upside my head in the face and everything, was saying that I wasn't there for her. And I felt so bad, and I had to tell her, like, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me what was going on. Like, for my nieces, they grew up with me being one person. And then when I started like working a job and like being trying to do something else, they didn't believe that I was still that person. And so they stopped telling me certain things. And I was like, that's your fault. And I wasn't saying it like I'm blaming her for anything, because I'm not blaming her for anything that happened to her. But I'm like, you still should have been able to come to me instead of being mad at me for who I am. Like, that shit broke me to the point, it took me a long time to trust anybody around my motherfucking nieces, and they were grown at the time.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand motherfuckers giving people that type of pass.
Yeah.
Because I would have crashed out. Like, if she would have actually been like, this the nigga that did it, I would have crashed out. We wouldn't have an issue we talk right now.
Yeah. And that's the crazy part about it. That's the crazy part about it, because your reaction would have got you more time than the person that violated. And that's the type of fucked up system that we're in right now. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. And I feel like the reason why this case is getting the attention that it is because it's a murder case. If that girl was just violated and still alive, maybe it would have hit the local news. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. And that's a big fat maybe. And then on top of that, we're talking about a black girl. So the fact that she went missing a year ago and we're just now hearing about it nationally.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that's crazy on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's so many layers to this shit. And it was a lot of talk about it on Twitter, but when I was getting into seeing quite a bit of it, it wasn't even trending. So it's like we definitely need to, definitely protect our kids, like, because this is not okay.
Yeah, this
is not okay.
This is one I've been the person to say this on every fucking podcast when we talk about things of this nature. We got to set our monsters out there, and when we set our monsters out there, this is one thing that I will say, and I will call the arms to everybody. Once you sit your monsters out there, you gotta let them fucking pit bulls get that nigga.
Yeah,
it just is what it is. When you gotta let them pit bulls get them.
Yeah,
like ain't no more of the we're gonna do that and we gonna fight this and we gonna go through this judicial system and wow. Man, we have seen so many people with essay charges and PD charges get off on minor technicalities, and so they can continue to be on the type of bullshit that they own. Now you gotta let them pit bulls get them, and I'm gonna keep it 100. You have to, because you gotta let you gotta let your culture know that don't fly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I don't know what I'm saying. Like, I would never say we should string somebody out and put them in the middle of the road and hang them out in the middle of the street to show like, yeah, we didn't kill this nigga. But nah, we should never ever hear about a pedophile no more.
Well, I felt like cruel and unusual punishment would still be too good of treatment, because those are the worst type of people. To me, they're worse than murderers. Like, they're horrible.
Yeah, because even murder is murder for a purpose.
Yeah.
Like, you can't explain to me what your purpose is of touching a little girl. If you say it's because your pleasure, you're a weird nigga.
Yeah.
Same with a little boy too, whatever. Or if you just said, I decided to take this pussy from this bitch because I was, know what I'm saying, because I was horny, and she couldn't tell me no. Yeah, like, I don't need you around. Like, I hate to say it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just condoning like murder in the street. Not saying that, but we shouldn't have you around though. We shouldn't have you around because we shouldn't make nobody believe that that's normal.
Right. And we shouldn't make nobody believe that we're going along with this, because this is not okay. It's not okay. And you hear too many stories about people being violated, and then both men and women do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the teachers, like, you're starting to hear that more and more now, these stories of these teachers taking advantage of these kids. And it's like, you send your kid off to school and you're trusting that they're getting their education, all the while the teachers are preying on the kids.
They getting pics of Miss Flowers' ass.
Yeah, like, and
she got a dope ass ass. I'm sorry because I was about to say some weird shit, but I'm gonna still say it anyway. It's so crazy how we have the most attractive people be the fucking wrongest people in the world. Especially when it comes to this teacher shit. It's like, you'll see like the baddest fucking teacher you ever met in life seducing a 13-year-old boy. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. But that goes to show you that it's not about if they can pull or not. It's way beyond that.
It's all about control.
Yeah.
It's all about control.
Yeah, or they get a thrill out of the manipulation or the innocence or taking the innocence. Like it's all kinds of twisted bullshit.
It's no more. It's like Ted Bundy showed y'all what problem people were about to start looking like. Because before Ted Bundy went on a run and he looked like a bum, you have to understand, for the most part, that was an attractive man for white women.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was very attractive, very well-mannered, and taken care of. Like, we're starting to see that now when it comes to teachers. Like, some of these teachers are what everybody else wants. They just want to manipulate people.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
the majority is, when it comes, especially on the women's side, the majority of those teachers already had somebody.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh wow. Well,
What just happened?
It's a wrap on TikTok.
It's a wrap on TikTok.
It says, sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the U.S. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. Learn more or close app. I'm going to go ahead and
Elon Musk is going to buy TikTok, y'all. So I will say right now.
Oh, God, I hope he doesn't.
So this is the thing. I'll say right now. This ain't for everybody. This ain't even for us. This ain't for me. But I'm going to tell you, for the people that are watching this show right now that are above me, if you got $1,000, put $1,000 into TikTok right now. That stock is going to hit phenomenal. If I don't have the funds to be playing with $1,000 like that right now. But if I did, I would put $1,000 in TikTok.
Yeah.
Because it's going to drop. It's going to completely drop. And then somebody's going to buy it, and then those stocks are going to rise. So put 1,000 in it right now.
Yeah, it is number 4 trending right now on Twitter with 1.4 million posts. CapCut is trending number 7. I wonder why. CapCut is getting banned too. That's what I use to edit my YouTube video. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that
CapCut is affiliated with TikTok.
I knew it was affiliated, but this is the thing that I had in my head. I was just like, it's unfortunate TikTok's gone, but at least I'll still have CapCut. Because I really do like CapCut. Damn, I didn't know it was CapCut too.
Yep.
Ain't that a
But
bit?
this ain't gonna last long, y'all. This is gonna be 2 weeks at best. That's why I said, see, this is when for my people, like I said, if you really be investing or you got some extra money, you a trapper, you listen to us, you be selling a little weed, you know what I'm saying, you put your little coke or something, you got some money on the side.
Yeah.
Put $1,000 in these 2 stocks. Watch when it drop. Put your money in there, and then in the next 2 weeks, watch you double your fucking money. I'll do it right now if y'all. I wish I knew how to play with. Well, I asked Lindsay about the editing. We can post this shit, and I'll show when I'm gonna put some money in, and at best I'm gonna put 100 in both of them. And then we'll watch how it rises in the next 2 months.
Yeah, let me see if they on the NYSE. I don't see it on the NYSE. But yeah, damn, I didn't know it was gonna be. See, now my feelings really are hurt. Which, I mean, yeah, but back to what we were talking about, rest in peace to Naziyah Harris. Yeah, rest in peace to her. And we'll definitely be watching that story or whatnot. But back to the whole TikTok thing. Damn. Yeah. We will definitely see about the play because, which is so the whole thing. Which we gonna spend 2 seconds on this, but the whole thing about the TikTok thing is it was Trump. It was Trump's first administration that was trying to go after TikTok and get the shit banned. Now they about to come save the day.
Well,
That's crazy.
It's Elon.
It's Elon that got him to change his mind.
Yeah, so because Elon is so into media and AI, like he's probably the how can I say this without sounding like a dick? Elon, the best African you ever seen in your life when it comes to like really being a billionaire, because he knows how to actually exploit what it is to be a billionaire. He has no experience in anything as far as politics, but yet he has got named somebody in high power when it comes to political things. And so, what he's gonna do is he's gonna play with all of this technology on a political side.
Yeah.
And so the reason, if y'all don't know why they banning TikTok, they're banning TikTok for this, because all of that information, all of you soak up from the credit card information to the people to all of that does not get funneled through America. It stays over there, and that's why they're trying to ban it.
Yeah.
Elon's going to end up buying it, and all that information is going to be universal. And it's not only going to be universal for us, it's going to be universal for America to know what they're doing over there.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing about big technology, you can't stop the future. It is always going to keep on moving, and them niggas are going to at that the risk of saying or acting like I'm just the person that drinks the Kool-Aid. I will say, you're going at the end of the day, unless you're a nomad, all of our information is going to be theirs. It just is what it is. You're not going to be able to deny that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this pans out. But yeah. So next up is when you talk about kids being protected and what have you. Method Man. So Method Man was at a gym in Shaolin, aka Staten Island, and he ran into his daughter's ex-boyfriend. Her ex-boyfriend from 10 years ago. And beat the dog shit out of him. Last I heard, he did not get arrested for this, but yeah, it did occur. It did happen. The guy is still alive. So yeah.
And he gonna stay alive if he stay off social media.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, whatever he did sounds like it's been a long time coming for that ass whooping. And he caught him at the right place at the right time. I was more shocked that Method Man still stays in Shaolin.
Why?
That's because it's the Method Man. Why are you still in Shaolin? Like, I would think he would be in Jersey or something.
Okay, so I'll say just like this. I know why. Just because of this, we hear about Staten Island from the Wu-Tang Clan, and they definitely grew up in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll be surprised how soon as you hit a block, how beautiful Staten Island is.
Maybe that's what it is, you know, because I keep calling, for one, I keep calling it Shaolin, so obviously I'm a Wu-Tang fan.
Yeah, yeah. When you said that, I got it 100%. That's why I was like, nah, I don't know. Like, I get it because that's what we know it from, the slums.
Yeah.
We know it from the slums.
Right.
But
But that's all I
they're
know.
literally, it's literally a fucking it's literally like ghetto, then a block over beautiful shit.
Okay. Because I tweeted that and everything. I was like, I'm more surprised he still stays there. Because
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It's cheaper. It's cheaper than going to Jersey. And then it's real beautiful. And then like everything is being gentrified.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so I can
there's that too.
Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying. That would be, especially because all this money that he makes is in that area.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless he does a show in Germany, that nigga's gonna be around that area.
Yeah. Alexis Champion is watching. Hi, Alexis. She says TikTok is down. OMG. Yes. TikTok is down. So she also says, "Oh dang, I thought this was a pre-made video. I didn't know it was live. LOL."
Oh yeah, right. It's live, mama.
Yeah. She says hello. Yeah. It's live. We saw it in real time. TikTok going down. So, but yeah. So, whatever that man did, he did that shit. Because you don't get no ass whooping like how they're describing Method Man beat his ass. You don't get no ass whooping like that if he didn't do it. It hasn't come out why he got the ass whooping, but one can assume why a parent would beat the ex of their child. So I'm assuming that he probably put his hands on her or something.
Oh yeah, he had to do something crazy.
Yeah.
But what I will say is this. Just because I'm just an asshole, and I'm sorry for being this. Whatever this nigga did 10 years ago made Method Man get the fuck back in the gym. Method Man been in the gym for 10 years strong. Now,
wait for it.
I'm gonna just say this. If you think about it, we've been talking about how Method Man been in the gym for 10 years.
Right. Like, ooh, he look good. Ooh, he got to say he didn't age backwards. All
this.
To beat this nigga
for 10 years strong. From 10 years ago. This nigga did some shit.
Right.
He was going, and he was like, man, I can't even do nothing about it.
Right.
But if I see this nigga again,
right.
Oh, it's
a wrap.
On. And I'm gonna go old school. It's on like Donkey Kong.
Right. It's on like popcorn.
Listen, this nigga been in the gym hitting heavy.
Okay.
I seen this nigga actually lifting up 100 pounds with his fucking neck. This nigga strong. And he just happened to come in on a good pre-workout and seen that bitch ass nigga and decided to say, yeah, I'm wearing your whole ass out for the day.
Right.
And I'm not even mad at him for that being your workout for the day. I'm not even mad at you for that.
Okay.
Because
he wore his face out.
Yeah, because 10 years ago, you wasn't going to be able to do that.
Right.
And you knew it. You said, shit, I ain't even going to be able to do shit about it, though. And I'm glad that you, and I'm holding a grudge like that. I would pray that I'm that type of father.
Man.
I'm going to keep it 100. I want to pray that I still remain that type of father, that I can say, oh, whenever I catch you, I'm gonna catch you.
Yeah.
1 year, 2 year, 3 year, whatever. When I catch you and I'm right, I'm right. Come on, man. This nigga been a sex. He been in the gym for 10 years. 5 years ago, people started recognizing he's a sex symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Slide it down to now. He like, nah, I really do. I really will push that line with you.
Right. I do this for real.
Now you see it.
Yeah. Yeah. I have that type of father. I've seen my father in action. You know what I'm saying? Or I've heard the stories. Like, and one thing he's like, he don't get in between affairs of the heart. But if he has to be called and you get the popping off at the mouth about what happened or whatever, he's like, I don't give a fuck about what's going on. Did you put your hands on him?
Mm-hmm.
That's just is what it is. Did you put your hands on her? So yeah.
And that's 100% how it should be, because that's how Method Man did. He was like, oh, okay, this. And you don't never know what it was 10 years ago. This little nigga probably was a wild nigga. He probably was a beast.
Right. He probably was doing the absolute most. You know what I'm saying?
Was like, nah, last thing I'm gonna do is go viral. Like, this nigga not gonna be on some I slap Method Man daughter and whoop Method Man ass. Nah. We ain't doing that.
Right.
So baby, just fall back. Don't say nothing. I got this nigga.
Right.
I got this nigga.
You're not about to get that clout. You're not about to get that clout off me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
calm down. I ain't gonna don't say nothing. Don't do nothing.
Right.
I know what I'm saying. Go on, move over here. I'll make sure you cool over here. He won't never come over here. And if whenever I catch him, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 So shout out to Method Man, you know, for being a father, an active father.
He was and not only is he an active father, he is a methodical person. It takes a real man to understand what a war is. That nigga knew. He said, nah, I'm gonna let you win the battle. I'm gonna let you win the battle, nigga.
Right.
Boy, when this war happened.
Right. That
I don't think he gonna be ready. Because that man, Method Man hit that man not once, not twice, but 7 motherfucking times in the face.
Yes. In the face.
In this nigga face. Just imagine. Okay, so I don't think about Wu-Tang Method Man. Because y'all be looking like, oh yeah, he was tough with the fangs and wah. No, I'm talking about grown, I'm a grandfather Method Man with traps. You know what I'm saying? With real like shoulder muscles. Like, just imagine this nigga going boom, boom, boom,
right.
boom, boom to your motherfucking face.
Right. He just clicked
7 goddamn times.
Yeah.
Oh, he fucked that boy up.
Yeah, he did. I want to see what he looked like. I wish there was.
He fucked that boy up.
That guy.
When they was talking about he was getting arrested, Method Man was sitting there with a smile on his face.
Right. I wish they would have leaked the footage or a security cam of somebody recording, like something. I need to see the victim. I need to see that because I know he looked like Martin after he got beat up by Tommy Hearns. I know he did.
He fucked up. Even if that shit wasn't clean, like, because I'm saying clean shots, like bam, bam, bam. It couldn't even have been clean. It could have been, I bow, and then people grab me, and I got one hand, and I going.
Right.
Even that shit is going to destroy your nigga shit. It's going to turn that nigga shit into an omelet.
Yeah. 100%. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But shout out to him. Cause whatever he did, he deserved that shit, obviously. Cause you don't see Meth pop out like that.
Nah, Method is, come on, he's the friendliest gangster you ever gonna see.
You know, you don't want to test him, but in the same breath, you don't see him pop out like that. So he had to have done that shit.
Yeah, he did something to his daughter that Method Man was like, nah, word to your mom.
Right.
You ain't letting that shit go, nigga, son. Hold up, son.
Right.
You gonna buy that shit. You gonna let that doodle crumb ass nigga do some crazy shit like that, nigga, on Shaolin. We rape babies. Like that nigga,
Right.
that nigga go ape shit.
Right. Right.
Like, nah, that nigga, like I said, that nigga waited 10 years for that.
Man.
Yeah, I think they said this nigga did that shit 10 years ago. Method Man started getting in the gym 10 years ago. Like, I keep iterating that to y'all. Like, this is 2025. Method Man started getting in the gym that y'all know about around like 2015. Because that's when y'all start taking pictures of this nigga.
Right.
He's been holding the grudge. He's been waiting on this moment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. 100%. But yeah, shout out to Method Man. All right, so now we're going to get into a little bit of this local news. All right, so if you haven't heard of the name Lorenzo McCoy, now you have, because I just said it. But this man, he threw his son a birthday party during the snowstorm that we had. I have to put that out there. And some people didn't show up. And so instead of chopping that up or what have you, he decided to go online and make a post about the people that didn't show up and tag the people he's talking about in the post. This was like a week ago. And last time I looked, which was yesterday. Was it yesterday when I sent it to you? No, this morning. Yep. Yeah, he has like over 6.5 thousand comments under this post. Now, this post has gone viral, needless to say. And yeah, he snapped on that post. That post is so funny. Like, if you can go on to Facebook and type in Lorenzo McCoy and go to that post from like 6 days ago, you'll definitely see why it's so funny. Because when I tell you his clapbacks were funny, and then like there was like one cousin that was he was going back and forth with, and he didn't even tag her, but she decided to insert herself into the conversation, and so they had a whole back and forth. His aunt and him had a whole back and forth because he tagged her and she said something, and his clapback was, "Man, you need to have air at your wedding." He was like, "Do you think I wanted to be at that shit?" Oh my God. So then somebody tagged her husband and then went to the page and started posting the pictures from the wedding on this post and was like, "Yeah, you looks like you had a nice wedding. Yeah, your makeup is great right here." Now, mind you, this wedding looked like it's in somebody's unfinished basement. And the lady had not one lick of makeup. So yeah, it looked hot as hell in that basement, in that basement wedding. But it was hilarious. It was hilarious to watch. But being that you are the parent on this show, if you were in a situation similar to Mr. McCoy, how would you have handled this situation?
Let me first go by saying this. Being a parent, man, your emotions is gonna be everywhere when it comes to your child. So ain't no telling how people were gonna go. You know, everybody's different. I'll say that, but I'll say this with all resolves of my heart. As a man, that looked like a soft ass move to me. One, we have to understand the days that this occurred. We just went through Snowmageddon, and motherfuckers still couldn't get out of their motherfucking hood. Like real shit. I know niggas. If you didn't have all-wheel drive, you couldn't get out of your neighborhood because they wasn't coming through plowing that shit like that. So niggas was stuck. I can say that like it's an excuse, but I don't want to make no excuse for nobody that didn't show up to a kid's fucking birthday party. But what I also will say is, your kid just got a fucked up day for being for his birthday. That just is what it is for this year. I'm not gonna put my people on blast for that. One, that shit looks. How can I say this? Because I wanna say I understand, bro. I wanna say I understand. If niggas don't fuck with you, niggas don't fuck with you. At the same time, man, I'll say this. It sounded more bitchified than anything. Stop whining over some shit, nigga. You a grown ass man with a son. Stop whining over that shit. Fuck that. You sound like a bitch, my nigga. Like, and that's what it is. And I don't want to call you a bitch because I don't know you per se. And I don't know what you do or nothing. But for me, it is you sound like a bitch. If you had a real problem with what happened for real, you should take that shit up with the family when you need to take that shit up with the family. Like you don't put that shit on Facebook. First of all, don't nobody give a fuck about you on Facebook. Everybody's just looking for views and looking for shit that take them off of their fucking whatever going on weird life. You don't going viral on Facebook don't mean nothing. It just makes you look like you messy, and we as men should not look like we're messy at all. And it just I don't give a fuck how you slice it. And I don't want you to feel like I'm disrespecting you, my nigga, because I'm not. I love you as a man for really trying to protect your son. You just did an awful way of trying to do it. You looked like a mother. We're not mothers. We're fathers. That shit should have never been posted. And that's just my opinion.
I mean, there are different ways to go about it. But as the viewing public, it was hilarious. But your pain shouldn't be our entertainment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying or whatnot. But yeah, that was that. And then lastly is another thing dealing with this snow. This snow has had a lot of lasting effects on people. But it's this whole Marcel situation. So pretty much, to give you the cliff notes. This guy, I don't know him personally. If I've ever been in the same room with him, I wouldn't have the fondest idea who he is. But he has positioned himself to be some type of voice for the people, some type of local advocate or what have you. And when the snow first started coming down, which was 2 weeks ago today, he got online and he made a video and he was talking about how he has 2 party buses that he's going to put in commission to be warming stations. He was going to put one down north. He was going to put one down south. And what he was going to do was have this functioning for 3 days. He was going to both of the party buses hold about 55 people. So he was going to open it up to anybody, not just the homeless. And not only was he going to have entertainment, which is Netflix movies all day running, he was also going to give away hamburgers and hot dogs. He already had the situation into play. He was putting his money into it. However, he said it is expensive to run this operation. So he was soliciting for donations. And he was just like, even if you can give $1, anything will help. So Saturday is when the snow fell, and then all day Sunday and whatnot. And Sunday is also when people started coming online talking about he's a scammer. This did not happen. And he was taking people's cash apps. Monday, he gets online and he makes a really long post. And he's like, well, y'all weren't calling me a scammer when I was doing this for the community, when I was doing that for the community, and blah, blah, blah. The reason why I didn't do it for 3 days is because I ran out of money. It cost like $450 alone in gas to run these party buses, and I ran out of money. So I did do it, but I just didn't do it for the 3 days that I wanted to do it and whatnot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to GJ's, which is out south, and I'm going to buy everybody food for X amount of hours. So he said he was going to do that on Tuesday. Now, mind you, the snow started falling down on Saturday and then all day Sunday. So people were home Monday and Tuesday. The earliest that people started really getting out and moving around was Wednesday. Excuse me. Even though we got the salt trucks and stuff like that, that shit wasn't really moving. So people was really in the house. So Tuesday comes, and next thing you know, he's live at the Church's Chicken that's at the same area that GJ's is. And he's live. He's talking to the manager. He shows the receipts. He paid about like $300 worth of chicken. And so he was just, promoting for everybody to come to Church's Chicken and get free chicken. And so people went up there, and people was taking pictures, posting about their free chicken and stuff like that. I'm assuming with that situation that GJ's is a family business. So I'm assuming they were closed because of the weather. Mm-hmm. And he just went over to Church's instead. But now people are still calling him a scammer. And people are saying even more diabolical things about his scamming ways, allegedly. Because now the issue is when somebody passes away, more than likely through a tragic way, he will try to infiltrate the family and try to get them to transfer the body to this specific funeral home and promise a discount rate. There are several Facebook community pages that have talked about him and this situation, because there was this one young lady that just passed away, and he went to the hospital and got in with the family and, told them that if they transfer the body to this particular funeral home, the discount will be from $9,700 to $5,000. And they did it. They transferred the body to that particular funeral home. And that funeral home is like, I don't know who that nigga is. That nigga ain't giving you no discount. We ain't giving you no discount. I don't know what you're talking about, but the amount is $9,700. Well, they don't have it. And now they want to transfer the body to another place. And what they were initially saying was the funeral home was not trying to release the body. That was the rumor. The funeral home has since come out. They have said that they are not affiliated with J. Marcel and that they are accommodating the family as far as releasing the body and whatnot. I don't know where the truth lies because people are saying so many different things. And it's like, y'all trying, like, the funeral home has put out statements, they put out a video, they have commented under posts, really trying to disassociate themselves with Jay Marcel, and not to take up for Jay Marcel, because if what he's doing is true, that's some bullshit in itself.
Mm-hmm.
However, the funeral home is lying about their affiliation, because the funeral home back in July had a community event slash grand opening for another location, and on the flyers it has Jay Marcel's name. It was a whole community event that Jay Marcel and the funeral home, and Jay Marcel's name was first. So Jay Marcel and the funeral home was in collaboration to put on this community event slash grand opening. So something in the milk ain't clean here. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts is this, and I said it earlier to you, and I'll say it again. Jay Marcel, you ain't got enough money to be the nigga you want to be, and this is what it is. You ain't got enough money for it. Jay Marcel, what I want you to do, if they don't headhunt you and try to like knock you off of your grind, what I want you to do is I want you to stack. Before this podcast, I said 10. But I ain't even gonna say that. I'm gonna say stack you $15,000. 10 to go into the community, 5 to go to you to safeguard yourself. And then I want you to start telling people what you're doing in the community, because it's gonna be a slow grind. That 10 grand is gonna make you 12. That 5 is gonna dwindle. But it's gonna make tame, your gas, light, and water bill while you're trying to do this activist shit. It costs money to do this, and you can't do it off a name alone.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all. And I think that's what you've been doing for a long time, and you've been able to keep yourself afloat for it. And the only reason why I say a long time is like, because if this was the first time you ever fucked somebody over, this wouldn't be as viral as it is now.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for a long time. You just didn't know the fundamentals. I'm gonna just tell you the fundamentals of a hustler. Like when you hustling things like that, you ain't looking for a home run. You're looking for first base. So start playing with this and put some money in it, and hope to get $2,000 out of when you put money in it at the end of the day. Like if you spend 10, you should get 12 back. Then when you spend 12, you should make 15, maybe 16 back. And then you start and then you build from there. So you can actually start doing the things that you were saying that you wanted to do. Even if you like, yeah, that's what I've been doing. If you've been doing that, you were spending way more money on yourself than you was for what you were saying you wanted to start doing. Because it's one thing to say this is how much this costs and I ran out of money. It's another thing for a funeral to try to disassociate themselves from you, knowing that you've been a part of their big push.
Yeah.
You just didn't have enough money. That's it. Get some money. And I'm not saying that in no disrespectful way like you broke, but get some money and then start doing that shit. I bet you people are fickle in the world. It don't matter where you at. You can be here. You can be in Timbuktu. People are fickle. They'll forget about this shit if you just stack your money and do something different in the next couple years.
Yeah. 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 It's a weird situation, and folks are on his head. They are exposing the entire hell out of him right now. Because it's one thing
because he's broke.
Yeah, I mean, and it's one thing with the with the warming stations, okay, fine, whatever. But it's a whole nother thing when you're preying on people that have tragically lost their loved one, promising all types of things and whatnot, and not following through. That's the part that really is like, what the hell?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
and the whole thing is, I can guarantee you, he wasn't giving that funeral home enough clientele for that type of service.
Type of discount, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't giving them enough clientele for that type of service because, and just to be 100, like, I'm not saying like funeral parlors or like shady or anything, but like, no, from experience, I know, like, if you're bringing a certain amount of people to a funeral home, they will give you a discount.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the honest, the God truth. If you are really, because they don't advertise, you can't advertise death, so they can't do that. But if you're an individual that can bring them people, the more and more people you bring, they'll give you a discount on if you have something already in place.
Mm-hmm.
So I know if they do that, just imagine what they do to the person that's promoting you.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, there's a lot of things that have been exposed in regards to this predatory practice that he's doing. Because he's getting in people's inboxes. He's going up to crime scenes. He's going to hospitals. Like, he's really grinding for this funeral home, just for the funeral home to turn their back on him.
Because he didn't have no money.
Yeah. So.
Because he had no money. It is what it is. Like, he was grinding hard like a motherfucker. He's like, send him here, send him here, send him here, send him here, send him here. And they like, yeah, that's cool, but that ain't enough money.
Yeah.
Ain't enough money. Like, we still want to do that. Like, maybe if you'd have paid for a flyer or paid for, like, you know, a billboard, they probably would have started giving people that you sent through a discount.
Yeah.
But you don't have no money to pay for shit like that. So they not going to honor none of that shit you want. They're just bringing the body through.
You're right. Right. So, yeah. So that's what's going on in town right now.
Which is wild, because I truly believe he didn't do that with ill means. I don't think he did it with ill means. I just think that he just don't have enough money to be on the type of time he want to be on.
Yeah. Yeah. And then since this whole funeral stuff has been going down, he's deactivated both his public page and his personal page. So, because he had one of those, you know, community pages as well. So yeah, so you can't, like, if you go and look up J. Marcel, you can't find his pages, but you can find all the shit talking that people have been doing. So yeah. Yeah. That's that. I don't have any final thoughts. So Jerry's final thoughts. Take it away.
Oh, yeah, let's wrap this up like this. Total left field. And I'm so glad that I'm going to go total left field on this. Hey, check this out, y'all. Everybody just listening to me. Man, woman. My final thoughts is this. This is 2025. Brand new year, y'all. Y'all happy to be here? I'm happy to be here. We can see some shit. We're going to watch some ups and some downs. But this going to be a crazy year. Even in this crazy year, I still don't understand why people still lick ass. I'm baffled at this. I just don't understand. It's like y'all are just hell bent on licking people's ass. Not only like, and I'll take it as this. It's like the women that do it, the dudes. It's weird. These, you know, niggas drive to you and fart the whole way. and you just eat this nigga ass without even jumping in the shower. Like y'all be wondering why y'all got pink eye and shit, or y'all got a kinker sword. That ain't a kinker sword. That's an ass bump. Stop.
Oh God.
Doing this shit. Like, my thought is, why the fuck are we doing this? Like, stop. Like, if licking ass, listen, and I'm only saying this as a humble Christian man. And I that's the only way I'm saying this. But as a humble Christian man, if the only thing that turns your significant other on is if you're licking their ass, then that is not your significant other. Why can't cooking a meal make them feel good about you? Why can't running their bathwater make them feel good about you? Why do they have to be on all fours, ass up, for them to even give a damn about you? Oh my God. Like, wow. And as always, take care of yourself and others.
Yeah, that was left. You ain't never lied about that.
I told you.
Yeah. We go from power to the community to eating ass. Yeah.
Man, it baffles me every time. That's what got Martin Luther King killed, y'all. Stop doing that. Stop. Stop.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Yeah. Yep. That's that. Yeah.
You know, it's a fact. That nigga had hoes. I gotta stop.
In different area codes.
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, all right. Well, happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yeah. See, I slid that in to round it out.
Right. Oh man.
Forgot that nigga killed. He was out there eating ass. Instead of checking a bitch purse. Because they had this nigga under surveillance.
Oh my God.
Worried about ass. Instead of saying, hey man, strip and then take everything out your purse. I need to make sure I know who I'm about to fuck.
Right. Or leave your purse in the trunk.
Man.
So.
He's too worried about eating that ass. Thank God Almighty, I'm eating that ass. See what happened.
Oh my gosh.
That nigga got a forever drop top because of that.
Damn. But nonetheless, rest in peace, Martin Luther King Jr.
Yep, rest in peace.
Oh, geez. All right. So this was episode 145 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys for episode 146. Bye.
Exactly.